almost 5 o'clock, 10 to 5 o'clock Pacific time. So just a real quick video again here, just an update. Said yesterday I left off talking about people who are day traders, that they should have taken a sell order when it broke below anywhere one of these lower points here, even this one here, and they would have had 218 pips to this point here. They could have taken the target here, set a target to be taken out here, and then wait for it to see what it's going to do. Now, kind of a rule of thumb is that anytime you have a point that you feel it's going to be support or resistance, like this is support here, a day trader is kind of their long time frame is the 1 hour, and their shorter time frame for confirmation and for getting in is the 15-minute. You look at your long time frame or your longer time frame, and that's the one you would decide whether to get back in if you think it's going to continue down or not. But you would have gotten out here. You would have hit your target, gotten out. Nice little run. But this here, the one that broke below here, it didn't stay. The one that broke below here, it closed below. But you usually want to hold off the third. You want to give it 3 and see what it would do. So right at this point here, you'd see it's kind of like it opened here and may have come back up, but went down here. But the majority of trading was here, and then it closed again in this area. So that's only one that closed below, and this one, even though it closed below, it's really, there's no strength there. It's a wick here. So I wouldn't have taken trade. I would have waited for this other one, and that one would have told me, okay, not time to take continuation in the sells. So wait now. So you would have been out and then waiting, and you would have a high here, and then it came back down here, small tiny channel. So then you'd go to your 15-minute, decide what you're going to do at that point, and you'd see that it came back up here, and it was here, it bounced off this support, bounced off again. So you would take a trade somewhere above this here for the upside, and take a trade to the downside or a sell if it broke. I would say this is the first wick here. I would say if it broke that point here again, then there's a good chance it's going to continue on, because it's broken this little bit of a channel here. So if it broke down below that, and then even this here, so you could take a chance and take a sell here, but it didn't do that. It bounced, and it finally did break above this here. So you take a buy order, and of course, where would you take your buy order to? Of course, you take it to the next target, which would be right back at the top of the channel. Now, do you go to exactly the top of the channel, if you're going to set a target and walk away? If you're going to watch it, you're going to be there watching it, sure, go for the very top and see what happens. But if you're going to set a target and walk away, so that would have been around here, so several hours later, right? So you have a high here, and then you have another high point here, and your basic channel is right here. That's where most of the trading was happening, between here and here. So I would set a target for just above this heavy trading, because who knows what's going to happen. It might shoot up here, and it might just suddenly decide, okay, I'm going to turn around here. So I'd have a target right above this heavy trading channel, maybe where these, or majority of these points are, these green ones. And lo and behold, that's a good point to, you would have hit your target again, and you would have been in profit again. And again, you're now waiting to see what it's going to do. If we go to the 15-minute, we're now waiting to see what it's going to do. What's it going to do? Well, you're too close to this target to take a buy if it breaks above this. You want to now you'd want, even a day trader, you'd want it to break above this to take a trade a buy order. But you now know that you've got an established channel. So if it breaks below this point here, and we're talking day trader, if it breaks below this point here, then go ahead and take a sell again with your target back down to here. And you see it went well past it here, came up, bounce, 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 and bounce here. So I would be pretty comfortable taking it to this support. Now, for us guys who are not day traders, let's go back to the 4-hour. And here we see what happened for us. I said I would not take a trade unless it broke above this channel or below this channel, and it would have to hold. Look at my daytime and make it nice and big. It did break down into the channel, but nothing even remotely close to staying there. I mean, this one candle dropped below, so that I might have been looking at that. Oh, it's dropping below. Drop below the 50 here. So I would go to the 4-hour, and the 4-hour, it did indeed drop below this 200, but it didn't even the 4-hour didn't even stay below. So I would be like, okay, I'm not taking any trade right now. I'm just going to wait till it breaks out of the channel one way or the other. It dropped back into it, so I'm waiting for it to break out of it again in either direction, right? So there you have it. There's a quick little update, and that's I'm more of a, like I say, an investor and long-term trader. So I'm waiting for the breakout channel. Now, if you're in any of these other altcoins or coins, then Bitcoin rules. Bitcoin tells you what's happening. And as an example, let's just go to Ether. Ether is really the only other one that I have lines drawn, not as extensively on the Bitcoin, but you'll see here if we go to the day. What I did is I pulled. Let's zoom out here. What I did is I've had these lines here for a long time. Way back in 2019, somewhere. I drew these ones here, probably, yeah, to pull them here, yeah, from way back here. So it shows where it kind of respected the areas here, and you can get areas of trading. So all I did was I just basically pulled these lines, continuation. You just get your little line here, and you line up your black dotted line with it, and you just basically pull it until you don't have, you can move it or whatever, but you just basically pull it until your line is very even with it. And so I'm just going to put it back to here. That's just to show you how I do that right there. And so that's how you set your line. So I do have lines on Ethereum, and that's the day. So let's zoom out again. And you can see that it did basically the same thing. I don't have too many of these because I don't really watch Ethereum. I watch Bitcoin, but Ethereum follows, like anything else, follows closely Bitcoin. It might move more one way or the other, but it follows it. So I don't have many trend lines, but I can see, you can see that these support and resistance lines are doing the same thing. It broke above this one and then came back down. Did not stay below this one on the day. So if we go to the 4-hour, and there's 200, we see that it broke down. It did. There's one there, 2, 3. So I would have been okay. But now the other thing that I'm looking at is it's still above this 200 on the 4-hour. So then I would have been a little bit hesitant to take a trade down, even for just my style of trading, more like investing. So wouldn't have done anything really with it, and that's a good thing because it bounced back up. And I would have been looking at Bitcoin to see what it did, and it would have told me, no, don't do anything. So there you have it. It's just kind of a quick little update as to what it's doing and where it's going. So for me, right now, it's sitting in the the channel again. It's broke out of this tiny little channel here, and it has become a wider channel again back in here, just like back in here. So it has to decide whether it's going to go above this channel or line or below this one here. My personal opinion is that if I look back at the bigger picture, I see higher lows. You got a group of lows here, and this low is higher than these, and then this low, even though it came back down here, it is higher than this group, and now this one is still higher than this one, and it is also approaching. I moved it again. It is also approaching these trend lines. So even if it did break down below here, I wouldn't expect it to. I would expect it to bounce off this trend line somewhere. So in my opinion, my humble opinion, I'm thinking that it's going to make a move back up or try. So there you have it, guys. Just a quick update. This is ClearFX. Happy trading. Talk to you later.